Hello, hello, family. Welcome to Retire in Rome. I'm your boy E. Here again with another video. I'm back again with another video, guys. Okay, I haven't made a video almost a month on this channel, but you know what? I'm gonna try to do a video at least once a week, if not twice a week. And our topic today is going to be quite interesting. Okay, the reason why I decided to talk about this, right, was I was watching another channel, and the guy was talking about one of the things that happen when people retire. Now, the reason why I think this is not going to happen to me or a lot of people that are in my situation, because if you're working in the office, right, you used to be around other people, you used to go into lunch and do all the extra stuff. But when you work remote, the only interaction you have is on the computer or on the phone, right? You go into conference calls, maybe depending on what you do, once or twice a day or 7, 8 times a day. It depends. Like I said, it depends what you do. Or you are you in a call center and you just talking to people on the phone, helping them out, right? And that's your job. But when you go into the office, you have to get up, you get in your car, you go to the gas station, you put gas in your car, and you go to work. It's completely different. So take me for example. Like I said, I'm a retiree in training, right? Getting ready for retirement. I already have my passive income already set at generating over $24,000 a month, right? So if I was to retire tomorrow and cut down all of my expenses, I will have an extra $20,000 a month to play with and do nothing with, right? So that is great for me. But for other people who need to get to this point, guys, you need to check out my other channel, okay? The Dividend Passport Bro, where I talk about money, 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 money. And over here, I do show some of the videos on my income and stuff like that I make on my other channel. I do show some of that stuff here. I talk about some of that stuff here. But today, I just want to talk about, guys, when you working remote job, a lot of the stuff you have to deal with or that, you know, when you work in the office is completely different, right? Like for me, a lot of people that don't know me, right? Apart from the internet, people that know me on the internet, but people that don't know me don't think I have anything. And that's the way I like it because I want people to know me for me, not for what I have. So when I meet folks, they treat me like I'm this bomb, and that's what it is, right? I've met a lot of people, a lot of women, even in Colombia, right? My one of my good friend, uh, um, that spent some time with me while he was trying to get settled and stuff like that. His wife's sister was one of those people, right? Because when she met me, I wasn't one of those guys who, oh, I got a nice car, I got a big old house. I never talk about that kind of stuff, right? I always talk about the basic stuff. I never talk about, oh, I got this, I got that. I never talk about that until they came to the U.S. and they saw what I had. It was like, this dude's rich. Yeah, but none of that mattered, right? When you step out of your door, you don't take your house with you. You take your car, depending on where you drive, but you don't take your big house with you. You don't take your big television with you when you go out on the street. People don't know that, right? Except you wearing designer. People don't, people look at you to be a regular guy. Okay, so that's one of the things I love about investing because if I don't talk about me investing, nobody would know I'm an investor. Okay, if I didn't talk about that, nobody would know. But the reason why I'm talking about it because I want other people to be in my situation, which is a great situation to be in right now. I know a lot of guys who was in the military that retired, collecting retirement, and some of the people still working, right? And you're trying to balance that income. Guys, this is the best way to do it. Okay, you don't have to do it the way I do it, but you can still do it the way that works best for you. Less riskier, investing $500-600 a month. Okay, in 3 to 5 years, depending on what you're investing, that should be more than enough to generate probably what you make in retirement. If you want to live outside the United States, like I do, half the time of the year, living outside the United States, I mean, life is greater. Okay, life is greater. I just purchased my second property in Colombia, where I'm in right now in my office in Colombia, Villavicencio, Meta, where I'm in right now. Okay, in my second property that I purchased, the video of the property walkthrough is coming um, soon. right? In the next few days, probably. But I want to be able to tell you guys this: anything is possible. Don't let people say, "Oh, you know, you guys." People that don't travel, people that don't know, they don't know, and they don't want to learn, so they're not putting themselves out there to learn these different things. Okay, and if you're not putting yourself out there to learn these different things, can you take advice from somebody who's not doing anything? Okay, stock market today. Today was a beautiful green day. We had the past 3 days was red, horribly red, but we had beautiful green days. You see, Apple, Meta, Broadcom, Oracle, Cisco, AMD, GE, uh, Costco, Coca Cola, United Health, uh, CVX, to name a few, are in the red. But everything else, guys, is in the green. Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, Airbnb. All of these guys are in the green. That means our portfolio, all of the losses we had in the past few days, we didn't make all of them back up, of course, right? Maybe I would say maybe about 70% or not 70%, 60% or 50% back from what we lost in the past 3 days, right? It's back into the portfolio. In some cases, maybe 20, 30%. But still, we investing in those days that we were down in my other portfolio. So of course, those portfolio when the market get back to normal, this portfolio going to shoot up, right? Another 10, 15%, right? And eventually we're going to start collecting money from those portfolios also. Okay, right now we're collecting $25 a week or $25 a month. And people are like, what am I going to do with $25? That can pay your Netflix. That can pay your Prime bill a month for the rest of your life for a $2,000 investment. Okay, and that investment is going to grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay, so if you invest in crypto, this is the crypto bubble. Bitcoin is like the fat guy on the buffet. He's just bigger than everybody else in here. Okay, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, USDT, Solana, all of these different crypto is bringing people income. Okay, take Bitcoin for example. Bitcoin is worth 2.18 trillion dollars. $2.18 trillion. Okay, in the last 24 hours, it had volume. That means people buying and selling. $58.65 billion. That's billion with a B. Okay, in the last 24 hours. So people say, "Oh, this stuff is a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam." Do you guys think that something that's worth $166 billion is going anywhere anytime soon? Right? This is rank number 4. Something that's generating $8.26 billion in 24 hours is going away anytime soon? No, guys. Pick your poison. If you have money you're willing to lose, right? This is not financial advice. If you have money you're willing to lose, invest it in some of this stuff, right? And I promise you guys, it would pay a dividend, right? It will pay you compound interest. It will grow, guys. You can live anywhere in the world, $2,500 a month. Apart from the U.S., you probably can live in the U.S. with $2,500 a month. You're not gonna be living a first class life, but you can live in the U.S. with $2,500 a month. Okay. Before I purchased this place, I was renting. Right, my rent was $350, give and take, somewhere between $330 to $350, depending on the exchange rate. Okay, so depending on the exchange rate, that's how much money I was spending every month uh, for rent. Now, the same apartment here that I was renting for that price, right, in the U.S., that would be 4 or 5 times the price. Okay, I have a 1 bedroom condo that I rent, 800 square feet. Okay, which is pretty cheap for $1,250 a month. Okay, second floor unit, comfortable, quiet neighborhood in the Vinings. Okay, 1,200 a month. The same unit, right? People are renting that for $1,500 a month. But I had a same tenant in there for what, going on 5 years. So of course, and she take care of the place. She pay her rent on time, and the place is paid off. So I don't really need the money. This place is paid off. enough money to pay the taxes, enough money to pay whatever else I need to pay, generate a little bit of income, and she takes care of my property, and it grows every year in value. Okay, so that's a great deal for me. But I had to start somewhere. Of course, and I had losses too. I had losses. I lost a lot of things, right? Starting over. Okay, so this is my portfolio right now. This is a small portfolio. The value is about $400,000 in this portfolio. This is three portfolio combined, right? $400,000 in this portfolio. But in this small little $400,000 portfolio, right, it's generating a decent amount of income every single month. Okay. Now, right now, based on the estimate, this portfolio is generating about $250,000 a year. Okay, $250,000 a year, and that's not the principal. So that $400,000 does not. It can get bigger, it can get smaller. So the income can get smaller and bigger. But whatever income I get every month or every year, right, which you see about $21,000 a year monthly, does not affect the overall principal in the portfolio. I'd be like, what? Yes, because that's what they call distributions. So I will get distributions every month. The money that I've invested, the company makes a certain amount of money. They give me a portion of that money, and I can live off that, reinvest it, or do whatever the hell I want with it. And this is called distributions or dividend or whatever you want to call it. Okay, but this is how I'm planning to retire, right? Like I say, I'm a retiree in training, so I'm planning to retire on this money. I don't need Social Security. Okay, I do have a Roth that I don't really talk about. I don't add that money here because I'm 52. I can touch that money until I'm 59 and a half. Okay, I mean, I have another 7 years to go. Okay, 7+ years to go before I can touch that money. Even though I'm still investing that money, I'm still reinvesting that money. I took off $65,000 from that money to purchase this property and that I am right now, and I took some of the money out of here also for my investments to add to that cash to purchase this property I'm in right now that I pay cash for. Two properties in Colombia, cash. Okay, paid off. Zero thing. All I gotta pay is my taxes. Okay, so I go from paying $300 a month, right, to where I have a property that is paid off cash. I have no payments. Only thing I gotta pay HOA dues, which is like $75, $80 a month, depending on the uh, depending on the HOA or the exchange, depending on the exchange rate, not the HOA, depending on the exchange rate because that don't change. That's why I tell you guys, you can live in a lot of countries. You can live in a lot of places in Europe, right, with $2,500 a month. Portugal, Bagura. I can't even pronounce it. I can't even pronounce the word. I can't even roll the R in my mouth properly. Probably you can live in UK, but it's gonna be very expensive. A lot of other countries you can live in with $2,500 a month, right? You might not be able to live a great life, but if you come to South America or Asia, $2,500 a month can go a long way because you might be spending $500 a month for an apartment or something like that. You still have $2,000 a month to live. Okay, guys. So with that said, guys, I'm not going to yap all day. Sometimes I get carried away. I'll be talking, but I'm saying $2,500 a month, you can live in a lot of places in the world. Okay, and you can retire early on that money, right? And when you get to the point that you know that cover all your expenses, right? If I can cover all my expenses, which I can, $24,000 a month, that's more than what I make in my regular job, right? Even after I pay taxes, I'm still gonna have what, another maybe $16,000 left, depending on my tax bracket, right? And then of course I'm a business owner, so there's things I can write off that will affect that also in taxes. And if I'm traveling, a lot of the stuff I make videos, a lot of the stuff come off as a business expense, right? The applications that I use, me flying to different places, making content, all that is expense. Okay? So, guys, I'm not bragging, none of that. Don't take me out as a bragger. My goal here, just like I do on my other channel, the Dividend Passport Bro, is to encourage people to invest in their financial future. Okay? If this your channel is a retirement channel, okay? This is a retirement channel. But how can you retire if you don't have the money to retire? You need money to retire. They can push you out by force, and guess what's gonna happen? You could be living on the street, living in a shelter. If you're a man, you out of luck because they don't have no shelter for men. Not in Atlanta that I know of, right? You be a homeless guy on the street or something like that. Live in the bushes, live in your car. But even living in your car, you gotta have money for gas. You know, you could be working at Walmart. It's not saying there's nothing wrong with Walmart. But you want to work hard in corporate America to retire or get kicked out, and then you have to go work at Walmart. That's not the future I want for me, and I hope that's not the future you want for you. Okay, guys. So I show you this to encourage you to invest in your financial future. Okay, because as we sit here right now, let me see if I can. I gotta remember how to do this. Goes as the dividend calendar. So this is supposed to show you the different things I have coming in almost every single day, right? So this month we're at 23,000. The next month 24,000. In November, the amount is down to 18,000, and then back to 24. It just give you like a 12 months average. Okay, what's paid? This is what I received so far, and what's pending. What's the balance? $8,000+ is what I haven't received yet, and these are all estimated amounts. You can see this right here, and then of course this is what coming into the portfolio. The first of the month, right? The second week in the month, third week in the month, and then this is the fourth week. So this is what I'm expecting today based on this. You can see I got a lot of stuff that's paid, okay? And then even Monday and Tuesday, right, which probably will not get counted into this month. It will be counted into next month. I still get another $160 something of distributions, guys. Okay, so this is why I like dividend investing. Okay, on a daily basis, we're still generating freaking $748. Okay, $702.48. Okay, we're still generating that on a daily basis. Now that's a lot of money. Okay, that is a lot of money. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, if you have to go drive around, do Uber, Lyft, whatever to make that money, it's a lot of money. And if you go rob somebody right now for that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to lock your ass up. Okay, you might end up getting shot and killed. God forbid. So you got to work smart, guys. I started this journey 5 years ago. And within 5 years, working 3 jobs, 2 jobs. Of course, I'm a high income earner. So, being working 2 jobs, I mean, I'm making over $250,000 a year. Working 3 jobs, that means you can do the math. Okay, between $80,000 to $150,000 a year. Some jobs are paying me $200,000 a year. But of course, being that working those jobs is you get burned out. You're working pretty much 12 to 18-hour days. Okay, doing a lot of meetings, working different shifts. So it's a lot of work. And then working as a consultant, so you're working stuff after hours on the weekends. You're working almost every day for 6-7 months at a time. But having the goal to get me to where I'm at today. Okay? So with that said, guys, you can live. I know for sure you can live in Colombia with $2,500 a month. I know for sure. And live a great life. Okay? Have a maid, a housekeeper, all that good stuff. My daughter going to be going to private school next year for what is less than $200 a month for private school. That more than what it would pay for daycare in the United States for 1 week. Okay, for 1 week for one child, depending on where your child goes to daycare. Okay, so with that said, guys, have an amazing Friday, and we're gonna do this again pretty soon. I got like I said, the other videos coming up about the house. The new condo, so you guys can check it out. Do comment, and guys, I appreciate you guys getting me up to 1,000 subscribers. I love you guys, and I'm gonna do my best to try to get more content on this channel. Okay, so with that said, have an amazing Friday. Peace out.